What's up, gamers? My name is Patty Fatty Cake, and welcome to my last video of 2022. If you're new to the channel, I hope to earn your subscription today. 2022 has brought big changes into my life and into the game as well. This is the first year for this channel. I started up YouTube. It's been a terrifying but rewarding experience thus far. But I don't want to make the focus of this video on me. I want to focus on what has changed in RuneScape over this past 2022. So let's take a quick look back at the 10 biggest, not necessarily best, but 10 most impactful updates of the game this year. Number 10. In the number 10 slot, we have Fresh Start Worlds. Remember when I said that the update doesn't necessarily have to be good? I'm gonna hold my opinion on this one. I did make an entire video about how I feel about Fresh Start Worlds. However, I do think that it's cool that Jagex is working to try to get newer players into the game, even if the update was pretty visibly going to fail on release. This one did make for some good content with a lot of the PvP RuneScape YouTubers that I watched did make some Fresh Start World accounts, and it was fun to watch them PK in newbie gear at the people who, were just farming revs for GP to ultimately transfer over to the main game, which is pretty much what I expected Fresh Start Worlds to devolve into after the first, 6 hours of nostalgia wore off. Number 9. We got Leagues 3, The Shattered Relics. If you didn't play it, Leagues 3 is a temporary, or was a temporary game mode lasting, I think that was supposed to last about 4 weeks or so. You have boosted EXP rates. This one was unique in that you started off with only having a few skills unlocked. You had to complete challenges around the game to get points in which you could unlock different skills and use them to unlock bosses, use them to unlock quests. You could do quests normally, but you could also pay to do them and have them auto-complete. This one also had a unique feature to it where monsters and activities would drop you relics, which would give you certain boosts in game to either your skilling or your combat. Playing through the game, players did compete for ranks. In different ranks would give you different trophies. League doesn't really have any impact on the main game. There are some rewards that do transfer over, but they are all cosmetic. They do look, these ones did look really nice. However, this is more for pride and just having fun trying to climb the ranks and complete all of the different little completables. You get the dopamine from the pop-up window each time you complete a task. The only thing that really fell flat for me this Leagues, and I did play the ever-loving shit out of this Leagues, was that they did extend it an extra couple of weeks for us who did spend an immense amount of time and effort on it in the beginning. This kind of it didn't sit well with me, at least. I just couldn't keep up the pace that I was playing for that long. We all kind of had it set on the amount of time that it was going to be in the first place, so the second they announced that, I quit that and went right back to the main game. But I know a lot of people did stay on there and grind it to the finish. Congratulations, all of you, with your dragon trophies. Hold up really quick. Thank you guys for watching this far into the video. If you are enjoying it, don't forget to like. And I am very new to this. A subscription helps me out immensely. Thank you. Number 8. This is a small one, but honestly, one of my favorite updates of the year. But it's max hit splats. Every time you hit your max possible hit with a weapon, the color of your hit splat is changed slightly. Nothing brings me more joy than to see that max hit splat. Number 7. Number 7, we have combat achievement additions. I know they didn't come out this year, but there have been numerous additions to them, which have greatly impacted the late game gameplay. With the addition of new bosses comes new combat achievements, so we have all of the next additions. Additionally, there are 3 sets of Raids 3, the Tombs of Amascut challenges, bringing in a whopping total of 51 new challenges to complete. But wait, there's more! In addition to just the new challenges from the new bosses, there's a full suite of new rewards to get for each combat achievement tier. These range from new cosmetics like the defenders from the Master and Grandmaster tier, all the way to useful upgrades like holding additional cannonballs, additional bosses on your boss slayer tasks, and massive time saves like bonus points at pest control. Number 6. Next up, we have our first big actual content update of the video, the Giant's Foundry. The Giant's Foundry is a smithing minigame which gets you up to about 250k experience per hour, and it's a cheaper way to train smithing with some good collection log slots. Basically, the whole gist of it is that our friend Kovac here will commission you a sword. You have to build that type of giant sword for him. So the massive thing that this dude over here is wielding, and then you go and use all these different tools with the heating and cooling mechanisms to make a sword, which is then judged based on its quality, which is determined by how well you make it and the materials that you put into it. Not really too much more to it, but look at that unit of a sword. Number 5. Wee woo, time to look at this year's drama calendar. Look at this guy. It's one long weekly boy. Needless to say, Osmondon's Fang has had a huge impact on RuneScape in 2022. I'm not here to talk about the Fang itself, more about how much all of you bitched and moaned about it. On release, the Fang was actually bugged, so it was working worse than intended, even though it was still extremely strong. Several days in, Jagex fixed this, and the Fang was working as intended and was extremely strong in so many aspects of the game. Definitely clear #1 spot for new BIS melee weapon. Then, due to a ton of crying on Reddit and YouTube, Jagex actually nerfed it further, so it's more of a niche weapon now, used only against the super high defense monsters that are weak to stab and in the Tombs of Amascut. My opinion, it was fine before, it's also fine now. It's still a good weapon. Number 4. In the number 4 slot, we have Guardians of the Rift, another absolutely massive content update. As much as I hate this godforsaken place, it has irreparably changed the rune crafting skill. The basic gist of the minigame is that you mine fragments and essence, which you use to make runes, which gives you energy, which you feed to the Great Guardian in order to defeat a bunch of these baddies that are coming through this rift. The minigame gives you a great amount of experience for the amount of effort put in. It gives you runes, which is okay on mains, which is pretty good on Iron Man. It also gives you pearls, which allow you to access the reward store, which gives you an outfit, which greatly boosts rune production. This is mostly game-changing just because of the amount of experience that you get. It wasn't breaking any records, however, due to the amount of effort that you put in and like how much it kind of like breaks up the grind of rune crafting, it is a much preferable method for many players to train the rune crafting skill. Not only this, the outfit's 60% boost on rune production could be huge, especially for Iron Man accounts. Number 3, we got loot keys, baby. With loot keys activated, whenever you kill opponent, everything that they have goes into your inventory instead of onto the ground. This is great because, for one, you get everything they have, including the food and potions that are sometimes left behind or were in the past, which equals more profit for the PKer. This also makes it so you don't have to stand around looting, which makes you very vulnerable to other PKers. Once you get your keys, you just come over to the loot chests, which are conveniently located in some teleport destinations, like the Grand Tree here or in the Edgeville Bank, and you can claim your key and get everything that was in it, send it to your bank, send it to your inventory, do with it as you please. Number 2. 2022 started off with a bang with a massive update right in the beginning of the year. And yes, I am talking about Nex, Zeros' general, the 5th God Wars dungeon boss. Nex is an endgame encounter, definitely eclipsing the other 4 God Wars dungeon bosses in both difficulty and reward. Not only did this bring an exciting new encounter into the game, but it also brought new best-in-slot gear. Kind of joking when I say excited. I hate this content. But regardless of my personal feelings, it was monumental and did change the game considerably. This is by far the second biggest update of the year. Just a quick rundown of the unique loots. This brought Torva's armor into the game, the new best-in-slot melee set. We have Zerite Vambraces, the new best-in-slot range glove. Next up, we have the Zerite crossbow, the new best crossbow in the game. This crossbow is fantastic at Nex, where it comes from, and other high defense monsters. It really shines when using Ruby Bolts paired with its special attack to give you a very high chance of using that Ruby special. Due to the special attack, it's coming into metas for both speedrunning and just regular gameplay as a whole. Last but not least, we have the Ancient Godsword. The Ancient Godsword has found its way into deep wilderness PKing metas because of its special attack. Upon a successful hit, the target will be marked for a sacrifice. They'll turn all red. You have a certain amount of time to move away from the attacker. If the person who got spec'd fails to do so, they will take 25 damage, and the person who did spec them will be healed by the same amount, allowing the PKer to stack this damage with an additional attack. All in all, Nex has been a fantastic moneymaker for everybody who's doing small teams, and has only recently been eclipsed by the Tombs of Amascut. Number 1. This next one is going to be a shocker to nobody. There is one update that overshadows all of the other updates in 2022. Of course, I am talking about the Tombs of Amascut. The Tombs of Amascut is the biggest release that we have had since the release of the Theater of Blood back in 2018, over 4 years ago. The Tombs of Amascut is RuneScape's third raid encounter, where we must help drive away Amascut from the Tomb of Osmunton. Okay, that's enough lore. It gets really sad. Basically, the raid has 4 bosses that you must defeat prior going into the final boss. Each of the 4 smaller prior bosses have a puzzle room that you must complete beforehand. After they are defeated, you will go on to face the Wardens, which is a 3-part epic that will test even the best scapers among us. The Tombs of Amascut offer a brand new invocation system, which makes the raid extremely accessible to new players, as well as challenging those who are more adept. By turning on different difficulties, different mechanics within the raid, you can make the raid, harder or easier depending on what you're looking for, and get rewarded for more difficult raid experiences. The encounter itself can be extremely rewarding, but the actual rewards from the raid itself are completely game-changing. I want to start small and work our way up, but it's difficult with the level of impact that the TO8 uniques have had on the game. First up, we have Elidinus's Ward. This is a new best-in-slot mage offhand, offering a magic damage boost that has before not been seen. Next up, we have the Lightbearer, which doubles your special attack regen. You know what? These are in no order, because next up is Osmunton's Fang. Osmunton's Fang shines against high defense monsters due to a unique accuracy mechanic. Next up, we have the Missouri armor set. It is the new best-in-slot range gear in RuneScape. In every raid thus far, there's been one signature item that outshines all the rest, and in the Tombs of Amascut, this is Tumakin's Shadow. The magic counterpart to both the Twisted Bow and the Scythe of Vitr, Tumakin's Shadow reigns supreme in a number of RuneScape's PVM challenges. All of these things combine to make the Tombs of Amascut RuneScape's biggest update of 2022. Thank you guys so much for watching. It has been an action-packed year for both the game and myself. This is my first ever it's like half of a year on YouTube. I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you for all your likes, your comments. I love you all, especially the subscribers. If you are new, make sure that you like the video, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. And I will see you in 2023.